I mean, it's such a mean, nasty word. But in the case of clean, old-fashioned hate, there's really no other choice. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway.
Set to kick off.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard.
And the Georgia Tech offense will take over. 1st and 10.
This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Rides the back on the option, the give. Breaks into the open. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Ends up getting tackled.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
Hornet! Hawk! Tuna! Go!
Looking to throw, it's Boley. It's complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
By the back.
The Yellow Jackets in the hurry up. All right, guys, let's talk about Georgia Tech. They've climbed into the top 10, been through some battles, proving themselves to be one of the best teams in the country. What do you think about their chances of staying there?
Well, they got to keep playing at a high level, and obviously they've had tons of success now to crack into the top 10. I'll tell you, when you get top 10, David, you get everybody's attention.
Yeah, you get everybody's attention, but I hope this team ain't just searching for a top 10. Like, I hope they're trying to be the best team in the country, and you hope the best is still to come for this squad.
Got it?
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early.
25.
Rides the back and leaves it. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down.
Pilot, go!
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
Touchdown.
Hauled that
Georgia
baby
Tech.
in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Well, I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise. On the opening drive, nice execution. They scored the touchdown. That was big time.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They go to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
The ball carrier.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. The give on the option. Crosses the 35. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47. The Dogs just got that huge run. They love another explosive play.
Phase 27 jump. Phase 27 jump. 6 propane. 6 propane.
They'll leave it with him. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. At the 40, there he goes. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. He might want another play.
Charcoal. Cornhole 88. Cornhole 88. Stick. 180.
They'll try the run. Picks up the first down, still moving. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
221 wing. 221 wing. 22.
Trying to pound their way in. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's now second.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half.
Timeout, Georgia.
They got nothing and probably didn't like it on the last play. They'll have another chance on 3rd and goal from the 1. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Georgia.
Didn't move it a millimeter on that last play, and now they'll try it again on 3rd and goal from the 1.
Music note. Music note. Drum.
Using his feet. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Touchdown, Dogs.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And he made the extra point without problem. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback.
1st and 10.
The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here.
42 Spider. Arrow.
Scanning the field, it's Boley. Here's a heat. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it. Guys, it's almost impossible to overstate the importance of this game. The result might well be the cut line between really good bowl and the playoffs.
It's a really good point, Reese, because at this point of the season late, this is a resume builder, and this might be the win that you need to improve your status and impress the committee.
Turning it on. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field, and it's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle, but you could tell the speed sets them up, makes the big play out to the left.
Looking downfield on first down. It's on target and complete. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
And the Yellow Jackets with the 1st and 10. Pulls and fires complete. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Okay,
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
lasso!
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
The Yellow Jackets will try to punch it in on 1st and goal.
Set, ready!
They'll try to get it in with the run. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. Picked up some of what they needed on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Takes a hit as he fires. And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And he kept that one just straight enough to graze inside the left upright. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25.
Military stun!
Handoff from the gun. Shakes off the defender. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the 1st quarter. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the 2nd. And the Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll go to the ground. Oh, better look out. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
13.
Well, it's an electrifying run. And you think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs, Herschel Walker and his Heisman Trophy, no Sean Marino. And how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel all there at the same time. I bet this guy could have gotten to that rotation, though, because he's got those types of skills.
Wants to throw on first down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
8 yards on the play.
Well, it's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last two plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Bring in the heat. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so third in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Quarterback making checks.
Got it. To the line. To the center. Ready up. Hey, camper.
On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Got the back over the middle. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
15.
I know that was third down, and I know the quarterback's trying to be careful. You don't want to be too greedy, but he had guys open downfield. I think if he had been a little bit more patient and been a little bit more willing to let the play develop, I think he could have converted that with a throw vertically down the field. Instead, he got lazy, checked it down to his running back, and now they're setting up fourth down.
Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Gain of 9.
No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
Fourth down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the fourth down conversion.
Oh, he's got some space. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
And obviously, this guy's been hyped up, and we've talked about him in the Heisman race. What do you have to do? You got to finish strong. The voters are watching what you do at the end of the season. Awesome opportunity.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Dogs!
Number 29.
Man, these ball carriers, they've got a lot of ability in the open field. Their ability to make people miss, but also show off the speed. You saw all of that on that play.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead.
Score. Georgia 14. Georgia Tech 10.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped. When he brought it out of the end zone, he'll be stopped at the 15.
First and 10.
The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Back to throw, it's Boley. Gets it to the back. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide. And a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
The Dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. The Ramblin' Wreck and the Dogs have been fighting it out for a long time. You know, people forget Georgia Tech was a charter member of the SEC, though that was a long time ago. First meeting back in 1893.
Yeah, and reportedly they wanted to join the SEC later, and Georgia said no. But how about this? Tech has a line devoted to Georgia in their fight song about how much they hate them. So that gives you an idea of how deep the hate is.
He's got him this time. Turns it on in midfield. He's loose. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man, they've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
Gives it on the option. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. And the Yellow Jackets want to pick up the tempo. Dropping back, it's Boley. Rushes on him. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions, but he sees zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
On the ready?
This crowd knows this defense needs them right now.
Timeout, Georgia.
Okay.
Third down, red zone play, crowd alive.
Gaucho, Dino, Timber, Pilot, go.
From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
Georgia Tech, number 6.
And it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy, his second receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half.
Cooler 18! Cooler 18! Banner! Set.
Leaves it with the back. And they not only knocked him down behind the line, they also put him back under the century mark for the day. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Now facing a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires downfield. No, he loses the ball after the huge gain. Defense has it, they're on the move. There he goes. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
Number 29.
Man, defenses are always trying to force turnovers to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive.
Form.
The give to the tailback. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
He's tackled.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. He now has 115 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. The hand to the running back. He picks up the first down. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Well, we know this guy is in contention right now for the Heisman Trophy, and this late in the year, if you're going to bring that home, you got to put up big stat games, right? Had over 100 rushing yards his last time out. He's doing it again today. He is turning it on late this season.
And I'd go back to him again after that first carry, but the defense more ready. They're more alert, dialed into the running back. They're like, listen, we've given up one big play. All eyes on him. Nice job getting the guy on the ground.
And the Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Trying the left side. Fights off a defender.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Good timing on the quick out. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
At the 32.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick 6. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
He wants to change this route. On 4th down, looking for the completion. And is going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on 4th down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball away and doing it cleanly. No PI. And as a result, that defense has earned a rest. They're coming off the field.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Looking downfield, it's Boley. Pressure coming. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. The Yellow Jackets have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. And the Yellow Jackets want to crank the tempo.
Squirrel. Pilot.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Complete downfield. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him. He'll make those contested catches.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Just enough time for one final play of the half.
Gorilla! Gorilla! Kill, kill, kill! Gorilla! Acorn! Gazoo! Griffin! Griffin! Hornet! Hornet! Longer! Griffin!
Back to pass on second down. Under fire. Working the middle, it's complete. Breaks into the open. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
The first half with the score, Georgia Tech 24, Georgia 14.
The Yellow Jackets will kick it away to start the second half.
This one away.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one, put your best plays together, start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
They're going to ride this running back. Runs through the tackle. Still on his feet at the 45. Hits the accelerator to the right. Touchdown, Georgia! He shed tackles like a snake getting rid of his skin.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stud.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
Offense will take over. First and 10.
Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the Yellow Jackets racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Ringo! Ringo! Terrier! Terrier! Hawk! Hawk! Dino! Dino! Tuna! Hornet!
Looking for a man. It's Boley. Here comes the heat. Makes the grab on the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Just another big play for this guy who spent the entire game wide open, couple of touchdowns there, and he moves the sticks again, David.
Yeah, so I'll keep finding him, Reese. I mean, this is a guy that, listen, we're in the second half now. He's already made plays. I know I can trust him, so I'm going to continue to feature him in this offense because I know he'll continue to make big plays.
Wants to go up top on first down. Oh, they're after him. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Brings up.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive yards.
The Yellow Jackets in a good spot here with 2nd and short.
Spider!
Back to pass. Going deep. Makes the grab inside the 30. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Good enough for a first down.
And the Yellow Jackets are flying down the field.
Cobra!
Out of the gun, the inside give. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
At the 16-yard line. 2nd down coming up.
This crowd knows when to bring it.
Brass! Brass, ready, go!
He'll take it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this D needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on 3rd down. Looking downfield, it's Boley. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
The kicker is on.
Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different, bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Palmer, and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Quarterback making adjustments. Going to sling it on 2nd down. That one comes out hot down the right side. And he'll run out of bounds, but a much-needed productive play in the passing game. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Now from the 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
27 jump. Base 27 jump. Cornhole 88. Cornhole 88.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Turning it on. Oh, he's got a chance. No, he got loose. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
And obviously, if you're going to be in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, you got to be putting out big stat games week in, week out. He's been doing it all season long and obviously had over 100 rushing yards his last time out. He's doing it again here today in a game where a lot of Heisman Trophy voters, they're watching this one.
And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
At the 6-yard line. It's now 2nd and goal.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6.
Let's go, let's go.
Wants to go up top. Forced out of the pocket. They wrap him up. He tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped in the backfield.
Quarterback now has to make sure his guys are dialed in. You can't make any more mistakes. Giving up a negative play on 2nd down by the goal line, you've got to be really smart with this football.
On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Setting up the screen. Jumped on top of the pile.
Nice job by the defense there. They knew coming into this one, this running back was dangerous catching the football, so really good job getting him down on the ground, now setting up 4th and goal.
They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. Absolutely perfect. This is now a 7-point game. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10.
1st and 10.
They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive.
Blue 85.
Finding open areas. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The Yellow Jackets will hustle to the line.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
And some room to work. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
3rd down coming.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front.
Brings up 4th down.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Under fire. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on 4th down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
With the carry, it's the running back. Loses 1. Brings up 2nd down.
Now on 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go. Set, go.
Looking to fire. Safe completion on the screen. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Number 29.
When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Can't wait to see how this 4th quarter is going to go and see who can come out on top in this barn burner. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the 4th quarter and about to kick it away. he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Arrow! Logger! Timber! Go!
They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to throw. It's Boley. Might be looking to run. And he'll just get rid of that one.
Man, how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel in the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
Man, that's a rough outcome. I get it. I want to try to be aggressive, but backed up in your own territory, aggressive, and you fail, now you've set the other team up for almost automatic points.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down.
Darts! Let's go! 180!
The give to the running back from the shotgun. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5.
You know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you could tell he takes advantage of it.
A designed run for the quarterback. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
Trick 9B!
The run up the middle, looking for the score. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And these are the big decisions you have to make in a football game. How confident are you in your defense? That's all this decision comes down to. If I kick a field goal and I trust my defense, that's how this game could end. Or do I want to roll the dice because I don't believe in my defense?
All field goals are not created equal, guys. Kicks in the 4th quarter to take the lead. They just seem to carry so much more weight. So give that young man credit for getting out there and knocking that thing through the uprights with all of the pressure, with all the eyeballs on him. He delivered.
The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to oh, he's got some space. The 30. Just what they were looking for, a huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
First down.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
First and goal.
So now the opportunity with a touchdown to take the lead. They'll try to pound their way in. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And they've moved out front here in the fourth.
The kicker on for
And this offense really showing their physicality, running the football when it matters, in the fourth quarter, in crunch time, to take the lead in this football game.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. Got the first down and more. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
Give to the single back. There he goes. Runs through another guy. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Defenses have had their hands full slowing this guy down all season long. It's the speed, and it's the open field running ability and vision. That's why he's second in the nation in rushing yards, and that's why he's square in the conversation for the Heisman Trophy.
To the ground with the back. He breaks a tackle.
How about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long, they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to win.
The Bulldogs have it with a 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
Leaves it with the running back. Fighting off the defender. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but you're trailing late in the game. You're going to have to throw to win it, and that's what I'd expect them to do on this next play.
Power football with the run. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, the running back did a nice job there, keeping his feet moving. He was able to drag some defenders with him to get that 1st down.
He leaves it with the back. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Brings up second down.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense, getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
Third down.
And this offense tries to run, and unsuccessfully. Nice defense up front. Nice job playing the run and the pass in a passing-type situation. Offense, they've got to get.
Touchdown, Dogs! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Really good execution by this offense. Late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up. It's what you dream about. But now, my defense has to go on the field and get me one more stop.
This one's big to make sure they can't beat you with a field goal. And it's good, and he's got the lead up to 3 late. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, we don't get a ton of top 5 matchups, so let's check out how today's Rumble played out. Texas Tech was able to squeak one out in front of those home fans in Lubbock. In fact, I think in the end, the difference may have been Red Raider Nation, who will enjoy this win. Always interesting to see top 5 teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update.
Let's go!
They'll try the left side. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Offense takes a timeout, 27 seconds left.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here.
Set! Acorn! Gaucho! Griffin!
To the air, it's Bowling. Here's the pressure. Gonna try to get it himself. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining.
Great job by the defense there. First off, getting pressure initially and then forcing him outside the pocket. After that, excellent effort. All eyes on the quarterback. And you see the speed this defense has. They're going to be putting a lot of heat on this guy throughout the game.
Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Here's a throw downfield late. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
And I'm so interested to see how this young man responds, man. Like, he has been really good all game long. Put up some big numbers, but now it's prime time. It's a big moment. Can he step up in this spotlight, make a big drive, make a big play for his team to maybe go win this football game?
It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Right down the middle. Makes a catch, first down, and maybe a lot more. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8.
Timeout, Georgia Tech.
And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
29 Philly. Dino. Tuna.
Looking to throw on 1st down. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
4 wide out set, 3 of them to the left on 2nd and 10. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play.
Okay.
4 wide out set, 3 of them to the left on 2nd and 10.
Slab. Tuna.
looking for a man. It's Boley. Fires to the wideout. The ball hits the ground, and this thing is over. An absolutely heartbreaking loss. The clean, old-fashioned hate was evident.